everybody. Welcome to Walking with J.Beau. Today, I'm at Lake Auburn. Thought we'd do something a little different today. I told you I would be doing this from time to time. And it's called Lake Auburn. Cleverly, because it's a lake in Auburn. This is the lake that provides us our drinking water. It's spring fed through underground springs. Also some mountain melt. It is forbidden to put your organic parts of your body in this water because it'll contaminate the water. They don't mind boats on the water, motor boats. They drip oil and things like that, but that's easily filtered out when they send it to your home to drink it. Organic problems, however, can be worse, and this is the sign clarifying that. Public water supply, absolutely no body contact. $2,500 fine by authority of the Lake Auburn Watershed Protection Commission and Auburn Police Department. Call 911 to report violations for the water or Lewiston Water Sewer Division. So Lewiston, Auburn is a Twin Cities municipality. A lot of people have stated that we should combine into one city, but it never gets done and nobody really wants to do it when the time comes. Both cities have been cities since the late 1700s, and people just don't want to change, which is fine. I got no problem with it, but basically I have to drive to Auburn all the time to get things done or to do things. So anyway, we're gonna walk and look at the lake. We're also going to go in the woods for a little bit on a trail. You may remember being on this trail with me last year. Not the past winter we just had, but the winter before, where the lake was frozen. And it was thawed out enough where we couldn't go out and walk on it. And that was the one where the side was thawed out a little bit, and you could see all of the clam shells, freshwater clams, where animals had been eating the clams. We have things like otters and things like that, beavers, mostly otters, and they float on their back eating clams. We've all seen that. So I was going to walk all the way down there to get an ocean view. Well, a lake view, it's not an ocean, but we're getting an ocean view here, so I don't feel like I need to do that. But I do need to get my 5 miles in, so that's really what I'm doing. As you can see, I don't have much of a strip here to walk on, so I need to be cautious. But we did come up this way towards the end of one winter. I believe it was the end of February. And I might have put this in the Woods Walk Gun Talk playlist, I don't remember. Here is that's a freshwater clam right here. Somebody brought it up here, or an animal did, or something. I'm going to throw it back in the water. It's dead. I'm not saving its life or anything, but I want to put it back in the ecosystem. So we'll throw this back. So I just want to get my walking in today. It is a beautiful lake. There's a small island out in the middle. I don't know if you can see that towards the horizon. So anyways, my friends, it's a beautiful day. We are all praying for peace in Israel with Iran and their neighbors. Apparently, Israel has sent out the message that we're tired of this, we're not going to take it anymore. We are going to make our move now. And that's all there is to it. Sink or swim, that's what they're doing. And the news today, just before I left the house, actually, was the Ayatollah Khomeini himself wants to have peace. He's talking about having a ceasefire because I think he's realizing that he's on the wrong end of this and he's not going to make it. In fact, Israel wanted to assassinate him, and President Trump said, no, don't do that. We still have a chance for peace. And the United States is not going to get involved militarily, other than strategic information, like satellite data, stuff like that. Unless Iran attacks Americans, and then I'm pretty sure the American public would support a retaliatory something or other. I would, especially since the Iranians have threatened to kill Trump in the past, because they said Trump killed their top people, which he did. So that's where we're going with that. I'm going to go up top here and walk a little bit, and then we'll walk back. And we are going to go in the woods. So don't be surprised if I do a little bit of editing. This walk today could easily exceed 2 hours. So I'm not going to upload a file bigger than 2 hours. So I'll pick and choose out of this video what I upload or I don't upload. But like I said, I'm here for the exercise. I want my at least 5 miles. The last time I came here, I had a difficult time getting 5 miles. So today I'm making an adjustment, and I will ensure getting 5 miles. And we'll also get to walk in the trail in the woods at the other end of the road that I'm walking away from, which means I'll have to come back this way. We have plenty of batteries, which is good. Or as my dad used to say, batteries. Batteries. He had the Franco-American French accent. Because his parents came here from Canada, which means I would be in Canada right now if it weren't for their coming here. And to be honest with you, and I don't want to offend any Canadians, politically, I am very happy to be an American. Very happy. I do not want to live in Canada. And again, I mean no insult. So this is one of the major highways in Maine, Route 4 in Auburn. It's rated, I think last time I checked, it's either in the top 10 or top 20 most dangerous highways in the country. For some reason, there is a lot of accidents on this road. They have done a lot to improve it, like this center turning lane right here. But everybody speeds on this road, and a lot of people turn off this road, and that's where a lot of the problem comes from. Not to mention wild animals like deer, moose. A lot of sunrises and sunsets that blind drivers on this particular, the way the road lays out. That's just how it is, specifically in the wintertime. In the wintertime, you have that sun just above the road, either in front of you or behind you, depending on which way you're going in the morning. Then you have black ice, and you have all kinds of problems where you can't see, and sometimes all hell breaks loose. So we're going to walk over here a little bit, just get a look at the lake from another angle. That's what you see when you drive by. And as you can see, it's pretty rural out here. There's a church across the street. We've got a nice wide breakdown lane here. And as you can see, people drive very fast. But over here we have the lake. I'm going to go over the guardrail. Going over the guardrail because I don't like having all these cars coming up behind me. I've lived here too long to know that this is not a safe highway. But anyway, take a walk down this way and then we'll turn back. I got a lot more to show you today. This will be a good friendly walk today. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm gonna hang on to my hat today. It's kind of breezy. As you can see, the water's a little choppy. I might actually have to make my hat tighter. It's not windy today, it's just windy here, if that makes sense. You got a wide open space like that. So we'll get a shot right here of this wide open. There's a lot more of the same down that way, but we're gonna head back this way. Turn the camera around. Someone's gonna see me recording, and I'm sure they're gonna beep at me. Get this to cooperate. about the rock and roll ride, friends. Anyway, thank you for being out here with me today. Got a lot of cars whizzing by. We're gonna have a nice walk. Last time I came through here, there's this little rock jetta that sticks out. We're gonna walk out on that, look at the lake, but I won't touch it. It's a $2,500 fine for any of my body parts to touch the water. And they're real serious about that. This is our drinking water, so keep your unclean, dirty ass out of our water. Apparently, they don't care if moose go in it. Bears, which they do. Maybe we'll see a bear today. See a Maine black bear. I know they are out and about because we saw bear footprints at the shooting range day before yesterday. So I'm going to walk and check things out. Don't you like how clever Maine people are? Got this big lake in Auburn. It's a water supply. It's the biggest lake. Let's come up with a clever name for it. Lake Auburn. All right. Way to go, guys. A lot of other lakes in Maine have clever names like Moosehead Lake, Cobbessaconte Lake, Native American names. Pretty much everything in Maine is Native American, except there's a serious lack of Native Americans because we chased them all away. Anyway, have to tie my boots. I've got to retie my boots. So we'll sit you down right here while I retie my boot. You're watching me retie a boot. Absolutely thrilling, riveting, movie-going experience, I'm sure. Might as well do the other one while I'm down here. We'll see how many ticks I can pick up today. It is coming up towards the end of the major tick season, thankfully. So on this way back here, with the way I held the camera pointed towards me, this time when I walked back, I had the camera away from me. This time I'm going to have the camera facing me, so it'll look different on camera if I choose to leave this clip in there. And I found a pew-pew jug that I gotta pick up right here. Not only is this good for the environment to pick up this trash, but I get to shoot it. Or we get to shoot it. Somebody's gonna shoot it. So I'm gonna throw this in the car on the way by. as we head further on down the road. I did drive here today. I usually don't for my walks, but this was a little bit beyond the boundary of 5 or 6 miles to get here, and anything else here would be extra. So technically I could walk here and back and have a 12-mile walk. I did an 11-mile walk last year. Given that I walk every day, I'm probably not going to do that too often. So we had a 9-mile last year, 3 or 4 7-miles. We had a couple of 8 miles. We had a 9-mile, and we had an 11-mile. So we're just going to get what we get today. I'm going to walk back alongside the lake. It's a beautiful day today, like it usually is here in Maine, even when it is just taking a look down for ticks. I was going to tie my ankles closed on these pants, cargo pants, and one of the ties is broken. I lost it somewhere, and my boot is untied again. So we will fix my boot. As we see a dragonfly flying in front of the camera. Usually after I tie my boots once, they're good to go for the rest of the walk. As we have the lake out here. There's a nice breeze though, because I'm starting to sweat already. It's getting, the humidity's a little moderate today. 55 is the dew point, which is a nice cool day down south. I'm not hot by any means, but it's a cool day here as well. High temperature today is going to be about 70, 71. It's about what it is right now. That's the high. Tomorrow is going to be overcast in the 60s. We're going to get a little bit of more humidity blowing in. And then we're going to be warm for a couple of days this week. So, anyway. Certainly a nice view today. I'm not complaining. Maine is a beautiful place. We're gonna have a nice walk in the woods. That'll be nice. I got plenty of batteries. 2.5 hours of recording time on this memory card. So we'll see what we get. Just wanted to say hi to everybody. So we got a lot of stuff going on in the world. I've been watching what's going on with Israel and Iran. A lot of people are afraid of World War III, war with Iran. I'm not concerned about that. The United States is not going to be at war with Iran with anything more than maybe some air support for Israel if worse comes to worse. But right now Israel is pretty much capable and able to handle it. Granted, a lot of it comes from our tax dollars, fund a lot of Israel's military. I get that. But strategically in the Middle East, I hate to say it, it's necessary. A lot of people hate that. They don't want our tax dollars killing people in Gaza. I get that. It is a democracy. Personally, myself, I would be willing to defend Israel at all costs in that region, because it is absolutely imperative that we have some sort of democratic country there besides Turkey. Even that's an arguable statement. So the region is very tough. If we let that area go, and I know everybody wants to be America first, which I do as well, but there are some priorities that have to do with our own security that we have to deal with, and that's one of them. So whatever happens to Israel happens to us, because if that entire region goes fully Muslim and there's no democratic countries left in that area, it's going to be very bad, and it won't be long before they start attacking Europe. That's not within the realm of impossibility, because that's happened in the past. Just prior to World War I, that's what was happening. So we need to be involved, but we need to not get involved as much as possible. But we do have our national interest at stake there, and that's part of America first, whether people like it or not. So we need to defend freedom and liberty like we used to before the globalists took over our country. Tried to. They took over Canada successfully. So we need to protect ourselves and do the right things, and so far we are, which is fine. So now we're going to get back to the buggy, El Carro, motor vehiculo, whatever you want to call them. We'll put the TV jug in the vehicle, and then we'll head on down the road, continue this walk, a little bit of a hike in the woods, and see you guys back in a moment from beautiful Lake Auburn. So over here along the lake, you have some benches you can sit on and look at the lake with your favorite person, or by yourself, or whatever you want to do. I came out here after my mom died, had some time to myself, which I needed, and so I'm sure a lot of other people do that as well. So these places have a lot of memories, you know. And the last time we came here, like I said, there was ice on here, so it's nice to see it look like a lake is supposed to look. And I do have the wind canceling on here. So that's it. We're going to head on down the road. There's this little under the road estuary created with a solar charged thingamajigger. Don't know exactly what that records. I don't know if that's a camera that they use here or if that's some other sensory equipment. I have no idea. But that empties out on the other side. It's all filled with lily pads. So I have no idea what that electronic device does. It's probably a camera. either for security or something. This is some storm damage repair that they did, probably from a couple years ago with those really bad storms we had. Even though some of this right here looks like new. They might have dumped some more rocks in there. I did not come this way after that big storm we had, but we had 70 mile-an-hour winds, and I'm sure that raised hell on this lake. It is a lake, but it's a big lake, and it's a big enough lake to have surges from winds. Hope that was a good shot for you. The reason why I do that is on watching some of my walks, I notice that I keep the camera on things about the normal time you would looking at them with your brain. But then when you watch it on video, it's like, oh, I had to rewind and go back and look at it again. So I think for video purposes, that's why people do that. And I'm learning like everybody else that does this, to leave the camera on something longer. Today it was really funny. I was watching President Trump with Prime Minister Carney, Canada, Mr. Carnival. Trump's doing a press conference. The press is there for G7, and all they're doing is talking to Trump, and they're ignoring Carney. And he got miffed by that and ended the press gaggle early. Of course, he got Trump's permission first. I thought that was really funny. So he was upset that, you know, he was not being asked questions about Canada and stuff, and quite honestly, nobody cares. Canada's gone. They're liberal, socialist, and again, if you're Canadian, my apologies, but voting for Carney because gotta get Trump was probably the stupidest thing you guys have done. And Trump wanted a liberal government in Canada because that's going to be easier to deal with. That's going to be easier to deal with for Trump tariffs and trades. Conservatives in Canada would be more difficult to deal with. But Canadian voters apparently weren't smart enough to figure that out. And look, I love you guys in Canada, but you guys with the government, you guys just don't get it. Some of you do, but not enough. And I'm going to call a spade a spade. You made a stupid vote for a stupid person, a central banker, a globalist, a billionaire, who is not one of the people. And everything you see is going to be faked in the media. So, no trespassing in here, sunset to sunrise. But during the day, we can walk through here. No camping, no fires. Contact with water prohibited. No fires, no feeding the wildlife, no motorized vehicles of any kind. So here we are, finally. We're on a trail alongside the lake. We went through here in the wintertime before, and this looks pretty overgrown already for early summer. So definitely all of this stuff you walk along here, you have to brush on the sides, and that is just begging for me to get ticks. So wish me the best, my friends. Wish me the best. Ticks in Maine are a problem this time of year. They start waning off towards the end of June, and then they resurge again late fall before winter. So, and I think it's too early to pick raspberries, black or red raspberries. Those will be out in late summer. And there are some of those on this route, so unfortunately we're not going to get a snack today from Mother Nature. It's not ready yet. Now that silver van we saw that I walked by, I made sure to film the license plate for a couple of reasons. Because one, they have the windows blocked up with cardboard, so somebody's living in that van. So that's never good. We don't know why they're living in that van. And we don't know if I'm going to run into them down this road. Probably not. Probably not. So we're going to head on up this trail. Years ago, this trail here used to have a kind of a dirt road that ran along it. And that was closed because people were coming here using it for nefarious purposes. And what would that be? Well, it was reported that one time somebody came down this road just about where I'm walking, and there was a man wearing pink panties picking berries. So this was a hangout spot for gays and other people. Which again is fine, whatever your lifestyle preference is, could care less, but you should not be running around in the woods in public wearing nothing but panties. I guess that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to do a quick tick check. And look how beautiful this is. This right here is a perfect example of the huge winds we had. This is a giant tree root from a tree that got toppled over, and it peeled up its roots right off the ground. That right there, my friends, is 10 to 12 feet tall. It just ripped it right out of the ground. Not the tree, the height of the roots that you're looking at from here up to here. And I realize with this camera you lose some of the depth, so that's why I'm letting you know. That's about 12 feet. That's twice my height right there if I were going to go in there and stand there. So this camera angle that I use is linear with the horizontal correcting. So if I tilt the camera to the side, it straightens it out along the horizon. And unfortunately, I only have the horizon thing on this one widescreen setting, which is not completely widescreen. It has about 90% of what you would see on a widescreen. It goes wide enough where the trees aren't turned into bows, like bending like this when you walk by. So that's why I use it. You get more of a view of everything. And if I remember right, what I'm looking for is up this way. I'm gonna go underneath here. There it is. Looks like we got a lot of water washing up on top of it. I don't want to get washed out to sea. So we got a trail. We're going to go down that way when we're done looking at this. You may have remember coming here with me in the wintertime. And if I remember right, these rocks were sticking out a little more than they are now. See that? Probably can't. There's over a dozen what looks to be like ducks or geese or something. It's far enough away where I have a hard time seeing it, but they're bobbing up and down with the water. So there's a lot of ducks and geese on this lake, crapping in our water supply that we can't touch with our hands. I hope one of these waves don't come up and hit me, because I'll get a $2,500 fine. So we're going to be walking all the way down past that point, way over there, over yonder. I guess we should do that now. Sure is a beautiful day today. This is what makes waiting for winter to end worthwhile. It's like you have that 4-month window where it's cold, bitter, till God unleashes its beauty in the spring. And over here, I remember there was a cliff. I don't want to walk off it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I'm going to lean against this tree. And again, this is a depth thing. That is probably 2.5 stories down. And I remember recording this before, and it wasn't very impressive on camera compared to in person. And that's the thing with filming. Now you can see those trees right there from the ground that eroded. The roots got exposed and the trees just fell right over into the water. So the thing is we get this camera views, which are nice, but you don't have depth perception because it's not 3D. And they had a hard time with that back when they started making movies. And part of the problem they had was, you know, you'd film car chases and it was very difficult for the cars, just did not look like they were going fast. So over here we have a symptom of Maine. I got a feeling we know who that tent belongs to. Probably be some great fishing in here. You don't see it here, but I see a turtle sitting up on a log. He's wet. He just came out to get some sunshine, I think. I know you don't see that. It's right in front of that tree that's leaning over. Maybe you'll see it. I can't zoom on him. So this right here is a tent for somebody, you know, and that's the thing I want to talk about for a minute, is we saw that van parked outside of here, so I'm pretty sure this tent belongs to them. They're people that are homeless or people traveling the country and they're just staying here at night. But either way, the Auburn police aren't going to let them do that. Right here I'm going to do kind of a panorama. So I guess the point I was trying to make is, when these people do that, we don't know why they're here. That's the thing. Are they refugees from the law? Are they criminals? Are they just hippies out enjoying the country because they can in this country? gonna head back way over there where those vehicles look tiny. So we'll head back. Pretty cool view out here. We had walked up this way before and it started going towards like private land down that way. It was swampy. There's nothing really to go see down that way. So this is pretty much the extent I'm going to walk this way today. And we'll head back. Hopefully I'll be somewhere around 5 miles by the time I'm done walking today, I hope. This will show you how long that is down there. This is very heavy. This is a very tall tree. Maybe that'll give you an idea how far down that is. Squirrel would then have no trouble heading down there. Some battery left. I got a couple other batteries with me. They're all covered in the battery department. Take another look at the lake over here before we head back. another day. We'll walk our way out of here. Sorry about the rocky ride, folks. All right, mosquitoes are awake. Yep. Slow down, you get munched by mosquitoes. So we're going to keep walking. Had to change the battery. After we come out of here, I'm going to walk on up to the left, which is something I didn't do the last time. Well, I hope you enjoyed this walk so far today. The wonderfully beautiful place of Maine. Vacation land. See why a lot of people come here to vacation. There's a lot of places in Maine with cabins on lakes, hiking. A bill just got passed, the past election. And a lot of voters don't like to vote for spending money, but they voted for expanding some of these trails in certain national park areas to accommodate ATVs. So it entices people to come vacation here. So that's a wise investment. As long as the money's approved, actually goes to that and doesn't get pillaged by people that are corrupt and pillage tax dollars. Which is probably a widespread problem, more than people realize. So, blackberry bushes, raspberries and blackberries. There's a lot of those through here, actually. going to be coming back up on the road over here. And we're going to hang a left. See, here's, those are going to have berries on them, and thorn bushes. So a lot of those grow wild here in the woods, and when they're ready to eat, you don't have a shortage. There's tons of them all through the woods in Maine. All right, so there's that van again I was telling you about. They're parked with the cardboard in the windows. They have their side door open. Well, we're going to head up a little ways up this way. We didn't go this way the last time. There's a golf teeing range up this way. I don't know how far up this way I'm going to walk, but I'm trying to make sure I get my 5 miles today. If I don't, that's okay as well, really. So we'll head on up this way. We'll look at a main road in the summertime. A lot of nice meadows and fields. And you have to remember, this is the second most populated area in the state. Just to give you an idea of how little people live here. We get all of this, which, you know, Auburn's got 20 something thousand people. Lewiston has 31, I believe. Used to be 39. I'd say 8,000 people left since the last census. Probably wise. And I say that tongue in cheek. Beautiful old house. Oh, we got a trailer truck coming. Scoot off to the side here. Truck's bigger than I am. We'll let him go by. Oh, look at this. June 14th to the 21st. All right. June 14th to the 21st. That sign says there's a $100,000 hole-in-one contest at this driving range. This is Tabor's. I've come here a couple of times years ago. Not very good at golfing. Really don't know why, because I had a really great shot in hockey. And supposedly people that play ice hockey are good at driving golf balls. But I was just never good at it. Want to see some people hit some golf balls since we're already here? Ooh, I'm sweating pretty good. We'll be coming up on 3 miles shortly. We'll walk down through here. Yeah, that little kid's better at that than I am. Miniature golf course here. Course rules. No groups larger than 5. 6-stroke limit per hole. If you suck that bad, then you shouldn't be playing miniature golf. Miniature golf is fun. I don't mind miniature golf. We got some dogwood, flowers. Very nice. We'll head back now. So that's the golf driving range here. You can see there's all kinds of people, all ages. I'm gonna head back. I don't think I'm gonna get my 5 miles today unless I walk somewhere else, which I think I will off camera. I'll make sure I get my 5 miles. But I think we got enough to watch today. And again, I don't want to have a video over 2 hours to upload. So I think we'll be good. So we're going to have a hole-in-one contest here for $100,000. I'm guessing it's going to be that hole, maybe. I'm guessing. I reckon so. There's the information. I'll get a shot of this sign. So we'll turn the camera around now. I'm probably going to walk on the other side of the road so I can see the traffic coming towards me. Hidden Drive, deer crossing sign. So we're definitely in deer crossing country. The last walk I uploaded with no talking. I just did not feel like talking. And that's all there was to that. We saw a deer. We got a good shot of one too. If you didn't see that yet, it's towards the beginning of the walk. Dated yesterday, the 15th. So we're having fun today. I am anyway. And really don't know what else to talk about today. We'll just watch what's going on like everyone else. I rely on a lot of independent news media because the mainstream media is just all negative crap. It's all geared towards one thing, making Republicans look bad. Trump, 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 Mike Johnson, Majority Leader Thune, blah, blah, blah. Racist, bigots. And they wonder why nobody's watching them. There's a lot of independent journalists on places like YouTube, Rumble. There's a whole bunch of them all over the place. On Odyssey, Kick, it's another one. So you don't have to rely on the mainstream media anymore, which is a nice thing. And a lot of times the mainstream media is playing catch up to the independent ones because they have connections with people on the internet from where something is happening. And they get all the info first. And I have actually seen people get footage and things like that. And somebody in the media, that's the mainstream media, will ask them for permission to use it, and they'll say, no, you can't use it. And that's what we got to do to these guys. The mainstream media in this country, Canada, Australia, Europe, the UK, Ireland, Scotland, everywhere in the Western world owned by the same 4 companies. They are all filtering your media, fixing narratives for politics. They're not reporting news. And they are literally, legitimately the enemy of the people. And I don't have an issue saying that. It's the truth. It's my opinion. So I'm going to turn the camera around now. I'll be back to sign off with you shortly. I had a really nice walk today. I really enjoyed it. And really wanted to go do something like this. And you know, you just can't go do something like this every day. You have to drive a few miles and it's not practical with schedules. So you take half an hour to drive somewhere, hour and a half to 2 hours to walk, then you got to come back, you got to take a shower because you're all hot and sweaty. It just eats a lot of time, and it's just easier to leave the house and go walk. So that's what I do. So we're going to head on back. This is where I went in to enter that trail across the street. Up by Maple Hill Road. Maple Hill Road. I'm assuming there's maples on a hill up that way. And that's why they call it Maple Hill Road. There's that van again. Dirty windows. Police will check that out. They got cardboard blocking the windows. Last time we came this way, I was commenting on how many Bud Light beer cans we saw. I don't know if you remember that, but there was tons and tons of them every few feet. It's all the same brand. Very strange. So we're going to cross. And we'll say goodbye to the lake, which is very choppy today. I'll keep the camera on the lake while I watch, just so you can view it instead of me or the road. Who the hell wants to see a road? Very windy. I'm pretty sure this is testing the wind cancellation feature to the max. Probably doesn't sound good no matter what. Got a nice view though. Oh, looks like somebody with vehicle problems. That always sucks. That's never any fun. friends, I'm going to sign off as we look at the lake one last time. I want to say thank you for watching with me today. Click like and subscribe, share the content, and hope you enjoyed watching with J.Beau today. Been wanting to come here for a while. We'll come back here again before the end of summer. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you soon on the next walk, my friends. God bless you. Say a prayer for Trump and the country. And see you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.